me ki no Waikato Maniopoto, Ngāti Porou, Ngāti Whakaue. He maha aku hapu. I roto o Waikato Maniopoto, ko Ngāti Apakura, Ngāti Hikairo, Ngāti Pare Te Kawa, Ngāti Uekaha, and he mea no atu i era. Ko Pūriki taku marae, I roto i a Waikato Tainui. Ko Terita, tōku ingoa. When I went to Christchurch to teach in the School of Māori at Canterbury, a lot of students, Māori students, although they'd had the opportunity to go to Kohanga Reo and kura kaupapa Māori, they had never been to their own marae. They had never practiced how to be Māori in their own natural whakapapa Māori space. So they found kapahaka as a way of allowing them to identify that they were Māori. They felt Māori. Being Māori, practicing and performing Māori allowed them to feel that they could say, I am Māori. So I got a bit of a culture shock. At that time in Christchurch, right through the whole of the South Island, when I first went there, there were only 18 marae. Now, if you think of a place like Ruatoki, there's 10 marae in one road. So to go to a whole big whenua like the South Island and discover there were only 18 functioning marae at that time was quite a shock. So I could understand the value of kapahaka for most young Māori growing up in the South Island, and that dominated their attendance to any of those few marae. So yeah, that's what I wrote about. I've always been interested in language acquisition of our tamariki who are immersed in te reo, and what happens to them when they get to about 3 or 4, and the need that I've discovered in our young ones to speak English. It happens about when they turn about 3 or 4. If they are strongly embedded in a whānau unit that speaks te reo all the time, their reo Māori is okay. It's strongly settled in there. But once they are exposed to another social dimension, which is early childhood spaces, they quickly hear English spoken and want to become English speakers. So I don't think we're even close to a space where reo is just a natural thing for Māori whānau. It's not. You know, I pōheheo I te wā I whakatū mātou I a ngā kuaka me tōku māpihi maurea, he rite katoa ngā whānau, I tukana wā rātou tamariki ki te kohanga me te kura, ka hoki ki te kāinga ka kōrero Māori. Engari maumaharau I au ono noi hopea ngā tau o tēngo, ana ka haere ki te noho ki te whare o Wonohoa, ka hoki mai ki te kāinga me tōna ohorere, ka huri mai ki te ki, mama, kare rātou kōrero Māori I te kāinga, me tōku ohorere. So I quickly got to realise that for a number of families, maintaining the reo at home, if they didn't have big family, you know, there wasn't a bulk of people to communicate. You know, so I mean, I learned te reo as an adult, 28 when I first started learning te reo seriously. But I was lucky because my 5 oldest kids were already at high school. Yeah, you've got to have a community within your own 4 walls to allow that to grow sufficiently. And if your parents don't insist on that, the reo doesn't survive. Well, koina, ahako kei a tātou te reo irirangi Māori, te pauaka whakaata Māori, kārea no kia tino puta I aua hangarau e rua, kia nei pai ake ngā reo irirangi. Nā te me mā ngā waiataka whakatangi hia ia waka pehi koe te pātene, ka anga atu, ka ahu atu ngā tamariki ki te whakarongo. English is just too easy because, again, we are totally surrounded by it. And only till the last, 5 or 10 years for non-Māori people to feel comfortable to mihi to us, but it's not the white people. It's, it's still those who, again, have been oppressed in some way or subjugated in some way. Yeah.